Hi guys, it's Katie here from Creativa, and I'm just working on a project and I thought I would share it with you. So I'm using the Grande Organiser SVG files. So they also come in a printable template now as well, so you could make exactly the same thing using the printable templates if you don't have an electronic cutting machine. So I thought I would mention that, but I will refer to this set or this little booklet because it's smaller and easier. Okay, so I've been seeing all these videos lately of ephemera folders and I'm thinking, oh, I need one of those in my life. I need one of those in my life because of stuff like this. I do a project and I think I'm really organised. I put it all in a basket and then I finish the project and I just shove this to the side and I get another one and I start all over again and I never clean this out. And I really think I should because there's little bits of paper in here that I think would make great embellishments. Or, you know, I can stamp on these little pieces and make little clusters and things like that, but I haven't done that. I just leave it there. Anyway, I've run out. So I'm going to make an ephemera folder using the Grande. So to start with, I have got the cover here. So I've just cut this out of the back of a paper pad, and I've already done one. Here's my front. So I'm just doing my back section now. So I've just cut this cardstock chipboard. This is the A1 cover, so I've cut 2 of those. And I've also cut one of the A3 mats to go on the back like that. So I'm just going to cover this one. And we can chat while I'm doing that. So I'm just using this craft glue to stick. I'm just covering my cover. I'm covering my cover. That's what I'm doing. With this paper that I have printed out. So I've just made my own sort of collage paper, and I'm going to use that. I've got bits of paper everywhere. I can't wait to get organised. So I'm just going to sort of lay that on here. Give it a good squish. And the beauty about this collage paper, it doesn't even really matter where you line it up. And I've actually printed this, as you can see, on a piece of paper that came out of a book. I just took the ring binding off and printed it on here. I like it because it's 120 gram GSM, so it's quite thick, but also it's really matte, and I've been really struggling to find any paper that I can print on that isn't really shiny, which I'm not keen on. And this is A4, so it just runs straight through my printer, which is good. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on here. Just, you know, I've done the cover of the Grande on camera before, so I'll try and remember to link that one here, but, you know, all I'm doing is covering the cover. Again, I'm covering the cover with some paper. Nothing very exciting about that. I don't know why I've done all of the sides at once, but there you go, I have. Right. I'm a little bit discombobulated today. I was meant to be going out, but the weather is disgusting. So I've decided to stay home. And yeah, so it's, you know, your day starts differently from what you anticipated, and then you're kind of a little bit out of kilter. But anyway, the weather's horrible, so it's probably best just to stay in. So, of course, in the northern hemisphere, it's getting on for summer, but down here in the southern hemisphere, it's cold and wet and wintry. It is today. And if you don't have to go out in that weather, I say don't, because it's Be very dangerous on the roads. Okay, so I'm just going to cover it up. I'm working kind of quickly because I went and glued every single side. And because I'm putting a mat on here, I haven't even worried about cutting off this perforated edge. Okay, I'm just going to run my bone folder down here. So yes, I'm making this ephemera folder. Essentially, I'm just going to put lots of inserts in my organiser that have pockets, you know, a really simple style, so that I can just have it sitting on my desk with all my bits and pieces in it. I probably need about 5 of them for the amount of stuff that I can't part with. Oh, you know, you cut things out of bits of paper and then you have these little tiny pieces on the edge and you can't bring yourself to part with them. That's me. I'm a hoarder of paper. I'm sure we all are. Okay, I didn't do those edges very well because I kind of rushed through that, but we'll ink it and it will be fine. So with this organiser, I'm also going to use elastic and eyelets to insert my little booklets so that I can take them out if I want to. Or I can have separate folders at least for my different bits of ephemera. That's my plan. Okay, do this side. Feels like it's been ages since I've done a video. It hasn't, but I feel a bit out of practice. So I'm really wanting to do the essentia, but I do not have the right paper, I feel, for that. I don't know that this visual, it's from a visual diary, if this notebook paper is going to be good enough. I feel like it doesn't print vividly enough. I might be wrong. I guess I could give it a go. Actually, if I printed it on my inkjet printer as opposed to my laser printer, I seem to get much bolder colours with my inkjet for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so this is the mat for the cover, which I'm just putting on the inside. And you can see on this edge, I didn't line it up very well on my Cricut mat, so I've got a little bit of that perforation, but it doesn't matter because that's getting covered up with the spine anyway. So I'm not bothered. Okay, pop that down. Make sure I'm happy with that. Lovely. Okay, so this is going to be my back cover. And this is my front cover. So it's going to be like this on, this is the inside, and then this will be the outside. So good, I like that. So now I just need to do the spine. I've already cut out those pieces. Let me put those to the side for a minute. I've already cut out my spine pieces. I've got 2 of those that I've cut out of just craft cardstock. So I've cut out 2 of these B1s out of the craft cardstock, and those lines on here are the score lines that my Cricut has put on there. I've just put in my stylus. So on one of these, this one here, I've put on some double-sided contact adhesive because I have this huge amount that I bought years and years ago, and I found it in a clean out, and I thought I'm going to start using that. I might need, so if you don't have this, that's fine. I'm only using it because I have it. It's about 20 years old. I'm surprised it even still sticks. But what I'm going to do is glue these centered pieces together. So, you know, you could use any glue. I'm using this because I've got it. So I just put a bit of glue stick on there to give me a bit of time to wiggle it around. So I've just put that contact, or if you're using glue, just on the inside here between the last two score lines, so that center section. We're going to stick that together. I put my dogs outside so I could record, and I think they're cranky with each other, or cranky with being out in the rain. They're undercover and they have beds. They could just sit there, you know, and sleep, but no. But I can't have them in here because they'll go crazy as soon as I turn the camera on. Okay. Very good. So now I'm just making sure that I can have a nice crease there. So now I can put my front and back piece sections in. So this one's my front, I'm going to put it here, and this one's my back. I'm just making sure they're the right way up, and we're going to just glue them down like so. I'm going to use my stronger glue for this job. So I'm using this Helmar's Tiger Grip, and I'll start with just doing this flap here. So let's do that. Might have to venture out tomorrow and get some more glue. Doesn't want to come out, and then when it does, it's going to come out way too much. Okay, so then I'm just going to lay down my front cover. Just move this to the side for a minute. Make sure that I'm happy with how it's lined up on the front. Oh, I've covered my birdie up. Oh well. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I may as well do this bit here as well at the same time. You need a good strong glue for this because you don't want your cover to fall apart. I haven't had one fall apart yet. I need something to wipe up the glue. I'll just use these on a roll, these white things on a roll. And I just throw them away when they get too yucky. Okay, let's have a look at the front. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to make sure that's really well attached. Folder down here. Make sure that it's attached here. Okay, so there's my front cover. Oh, I like it. Looks good. Okay, and then I'll do exactly the same thing with the back. So glue on here. So if you have not seen what I usually make, or you can usually make with the organisers, there's a whole playlist full of videos on the organiser. I've made two on camera now, one that's a sort of a junk journal style, and then one that I just used some scrapbook paper for. So usually I put in notebooks and things. And do something different today. That looks pretty well lined up. Could be a little bit. There we go. This, I think, would have to be maybe my favourite set of SVG files so far. Yeah, I think so. I think I like it because I love organisers. Okay. I'll glue one here. Let's make sure I stuck that up the right way. Not that it really matters. Glue that one down. Like so. Whoop. Try not to get it on my bone folder and then wipe it everywhere else. Okay, let's have a look outside. I love this vintage style, I really do. It's my jam, I think. Oh, okay, that's it. That's our cover. I'm going to make sure that's firmly attached there. So, if I show you one that I've made before, so this is the one of the sort that I've made before, and it's got lots of flips and pockets, and then we have the elastic to hold in all of our inserts, and we've got more pockets and envelopes and more inserts and belly bands and, you know, all sorts of things. In this one, I've only done 3 sets of holes along the top and the bottom. This time I'm going to do 5 so that I can have 5 inserts. So let's put that out of the way. I need to put a hole in the top and the bottom, and I want to make sure that I align them up evenly. So I'm just going to butt this up against this bit of scrap paper, and I'm just going to put a line on each side where that crease is. I'm making myself a little template to help me get my eyelets and the holes somewhat lined up. So then I'm going to cut this little guy out here and here. Have this strip, and let's put this to the side. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it in half. Yeah. Just going to fold it down a little bit, like so. So that I can hook it over the edge and make sure that I've leveled it out. Okay, so then I need to decide where I'm going to put my holes, and that's going to depend on my inserts. So my inserts are quite large because I'm using the base page this time. So you can see my holes need to be basically as close to the top as they can be. I think about there. So then I'm going to get my punch. I shall use my crocodile, and I'm going to put a hole in here. Whoops. I'll put a hole in here, like so. And then, actually I think it needs to be a bigger hole. Yeah, it needs to be a bigger hole. Okay, so I'll just sort of centre that up. Okay. Okay. So then I can just go along here, line up my little piece. See, it's not very centered, but if they're all the same, it'll be fine. So then I'm just going to line that up on here, like so, all the way along. This center one here is wider. This center one here is wider, but I'm just going to find the sort of the midline, I think, which is probably about there. So I'm going to do this for the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to use my crocodile and make the holes. So, I need to do the same for the bottom, but I'll do that off camera because, you know, you don't need to see me do that. So then I'm going to cut holes with my crocodile. I'm really not very au fait with crocodiles, I have to say. One, and then it gets stuck in the little guide. Two. 3. I don't know if you can hear the rain outside. It's nice to be inside. 4. 5. Okay, so then I'm going to go and set my eyelets in those holes. So they are pretty close to the top, and I wouldn't normally recommend that, but I wanted to use my bigger base page for the insert, so I think it'll be okay. I guess we'll soon find out. So I will go and set, I'll cut 5 more holes in the bottom here using my little strip of paper to line them up. See how they're at least all here, that's the same. And then I'll do the same at the bottom, and then I'll put all my eyelets in. So I will do that off camera. Well, the other thing I will do is, I can feel the glue under there. Just have to wait for it to dry. The other thing I think I might do is spray the whole thing with a matte acrylic sealer. So I usually use a matte Mod Podge, and I just like to do that because then, I don't know, it makes it feel nicer, and I feel like it's going to last longer if I do that. So I'll do that off camera, but let's have a look at the inserts that I've been making. These guys here. So I'm making 5 of these, and they're just really simple. This is the Grande Organiser base page, and I've just stuck 2 together, and then I have put these, they're actually tracing paper, but you could use vellum. I would have used vellum if I had vellum. Pockets on each side, so each one has got 8 pockets. So it's going to do that. So I've done 4, and I'm working my way through the last one. So here I have my pockets. So I've done 7, and I saved 1 to show you. So this is my base page. I've cut 2 of these for each of my inserts. So the base page is C1. So I've cut 2 of those for each of my inserts, and I'm doing 5 inserts. So I've cut 10 of the base pages. And this is cardstock that I have, it's white Recollections cardstock. So it's 176 GSM, or 61 pounds, 67 pounds, something like that, 65 pounds, can't remember. And I've printed my design on the back and front of both of those, and then I have cut them out on my Cricut. So I don't have to mat them, it's all been done for me. So I'm going to cut off, I'm going to decide which one's my front cover. I don't think it matters. I'm going to cut the side tab of this guy here. Let's move these out of the way, we'll get to those in a minute. So there is a long tab here, it's really hard to see, but there's a score line that runs down here and down here. So I'm just going to line that up and cut that little tab off. This is the same page as the front cover. Okay, and then I'm going to take this guy here and fold that tab over like so. I think I want it to be, I think I want this to be the front. really doesn't matter because you're not going to see it. It's going to be holding ephemera. Okay, so then I'm just going to put some glue on this tab and stick it on. So the tab would normally be covered up by a mat, but I'm not using mats. But I'm not bothered about the tab because I think once it's full of ephemera you won't see it, but also because the paper is very collage-like, I feel like the little tab just looks sort of a bit like part of the collage. You see, it just looks like part of, well, that's what I'm telling myself. Okay, so then we just have a booklet. And I need to cut off the top and bottom tabs, but I figured I may as well do it while they're all together. So now I have, I don't know if you can see them because I can barely see them. These little tabs at the top and the bottom. It's going to line them up. And this one, trim it off. And I'm just going to see, there's like a little skerrick at this top section where I have not trimmed very well, or I don't even know if I can cut that little sliver off. No, I can't. Oh well, I'll live with it. Excuse me. Okay, so that's our insert, and then I'm just going to put pockets on. So for the pockets, I use the short pockets. Long ones, short ones. I just cut out 2 E2s for each page, so and front and back. So I cut out 8 of these E2s. No mats because I'm just using the tracing paper. Did I cut out E2 or E3? I think I cut out E2, but you could use any combination of the short pockets that you'd like to. So I've cut them out of vellum and then I've folded them in, as you can see here. So they still have all 4 of their tabs on, and I'm just going to glue the top tab down. I had to find a glue that was not quite so noticeable on my tracing paper, so you might want to do a little practice run with the glue that you use and make sure that it doesn't buckle the paper. Make sure that it doesn't buckle the paper, sorry. Just had a bit of a cough. And then I also decided to run some washi tape along that top section as well, to reinforce it even more. So I'm just using this one, which was the Kaisercraft one that I got in a clearance sale, so it didn't cost me very much. It's got little doilies across the top. I liked it, I thought it was cute. So then I just lined it up. I might just pull it off. I just lined it up across the top. Sort of like that. Sort of kinda. Give it a burnish. If it's not very sticky, then you might have to use a touch of glue. And I just trimmed off that little bit there and there. Right. Sticky stuff off my finger. Okay, so now I have 8 pockets, and I'm just going to put them in my page. So I decided not to sew them in, but you absolutely could. But my bottom pockets are obviously just going down the bottom, and then I decided that I would figure out where I wanted my top pockets to go. So what I decided that I was going to put them 11 centimeters down. I was going to line up the bottom of the top pocket at 11 centimeters. So one of the reasons that I've done that is if I did want to sew them in, it means that on both sides of my page, my pockets are in the same place. So I could just run a line of sewing right the way down there, and it would catch the pockets on this side and the pockets on this side. I don't think I'm going to sew them because I'm feeling pretty lazy. I've gone all croaky and sniffly and snuffly. It's just hay fever. Okay. So I've just put that 11 centimetres down from the top of the little booklet, and then I'm going to just run some glue around all three edges, all three of these tabs. And pop them down. So this one here, I'm lining up the bottom of my pocket with that line that I've just created, just along here like so. Make sure it closes okay. Give it a press. Nifty. And the same here. Ooh. And then down the bottom. So I'm looking forward to having a day. I might do it today, the weather's horrible. Oh, once I finish this, just going through those baskets full of scraps and making some ephemera. That'll be fun. Watch a little bit of something while I'm doing it. Ooh. And this side here. So it's pretty simple. Did not line that one up very well when I folded it, but that's okay. I can live with it. So, and then I'm just going to put this one on here, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on the back, and that's it. That's my folder. So then the only other thing that I wanted to make was an accordion envelope for the back, which I have shown on camera before, but let's do it again anyway. I really have not done well with the folding on the score lines of the tracing paper, but it's okay, it's just for me. Okay, so I have 4 pockets on this side, and then I'm just going to flip it over and put these 4 pockets on this side in exactly the same way. I won't bore you with that though, so I'll just pop that to the side, and you can see that I've already done these. So then I just went and rounded the edges because, or rounded the corners, because I think they last a bit longer that way. And I've just inked up around it because, you know, I couldn't help myself. So that's what all 5 of our inserts are going to look like. Then the only other thing I wanted to do was make an accordion envelope to go in the back for the. So in this one here, you'll see we have this big accordion envelope here. So I want to make one for the back, but this time I'm going to put some dividers in here as well. 1, 2, 3 dividers. So then we can put bigger bits of scraps or whatever it is that I put in there. So I have cut out my pieces for that as well. Right, that's these guys here. So let's have a look at what I've cut out. Right, I have cut out, oh, I'm missing a piece. I forgot a piece. I'll go and cut it out now. I need one of these H1s, which is the bit that I forgot to cut out. I'm just looking at here. And then I've cut out 2 of the H2s. That's these 2 here. I have cut out, no, I did not cut that out. I've cut out the J1 piece, which is the flap. So I've cut that one out there, that's ready to go. And I've cut out the J2, right? So that's my J2 here. And then for my inserts or my dividers, I've cut out the J4 mats, but I've just cut them out of plain cardstock. So I've cut out 3 of those, and they're going to be the dividers that go in the middle. So what I'll go and do now is I'll cut out one of the H1s, and I'm just going to cut that out of white cardstock, I think. Yep, I'll just cut it out of plain white cardstock. I'll go and do that, and while I'm doing that, I will finish off the holes in here and the eyelets, and I will finish off putting those pockets in that in this one here. Okay, so I will be back shortly. Okay, so I'm back, and I have put in my eyelets along the top and the bottom. I have 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom, and I gave this a spray with this matte Mod Podge, and it feels a bit firmer, and I think I might have gone a bit crazy in that little spot there, but that's okay. I'm the only one who's going to see it, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's nice and sturdy. I really like it. Looks good. So I need to thread the strings through. Now, there might be a way to thread it through where you can do all 5 strings off one. I don't know that. I only know how to do 3, so I'm going to thread it through this top middle one here, and I'm just going to thread it like I'd thread a 3 hole one, and then I'm just going to put individual ones on each side. That's my plan. So I will actually have 1 extra string, so I'll have 6, I believe, 6 strings, and I think I guess we'll see. Can't remember, it's been a while. So this elastic I'm using, it's just braided elastic. Where did I put the little thing? It's just 3mm wide braided black elastic. It's flat, it's not the round hat stuff, and I quite like it because it's flat. I think it lays a bit flatter, so I'm happy with it. But you know, I have also used the round stuff before, and you can use whatever you've got, I say. Whatever works, whatever you've got. So I think I'm doing this right. I'm scared to tell you, now you do this and now you do that, because I might well have it very wrong. But I have done this in a previous video, so I definitely suggest you go and check that video out to see how I threaded it. Or you could probably just see what I'm doing here and follow along if it's right. If it's not right, don't follow this. I'm not sure that I should call this a tutorial at all. Yeah, this is right, because then we come back up through the middle. Okay, yeah, look. Okay, so then this one, we thread this through the back to the middle section, through here, like so, and tie those together like so. You might want it to be a bit tighter. Okay, so I'm just going to tie it loosely for now, and trim that off. And then I thought for these ones at the end I would just thread a single piece through like so and tie that up. Now that might not be the technically correct way to do it, but I'm totally good with that. So yes, I will have 6 strings, but I only have 5 folders, so I can make another one. Okay, so then I need one more bit of string, or elastic I should say. So if I measure it from there to there, and then measure it from there to there, and then allow a little bit more, it should be good. So I'll thread it through this hole. Like that. Oh, I don't want it like that really, do I? That's what I don't want. I don't necessarily want it to be like so. I guess I guess you could do it as if you were doing, now it's not going to be long enough, is it? If I threaded it through this one, I'll try. I'm trying. I'm all fingers and thumbs. Right. Come on. If I thread it through here, oh, it's really not playing. There we go. And then through this one. Would that work? Then you end up with 1,000,000 strings. Then I'll end up, yeah, I'll have masses of strings then, won't I? Because I'm basically creating 2 strings out of 1 piece of elastic. Oh well. Let's do it anyway. Maybe I can get in more. Nothing wrong with that. So then, how does it look on the outside? Yeah, that looks okay. I'm happy with the way that looks on the outside, and you know, more strings is, you know, I can live with more strings. Alright, so to thread those extra ones, I was just threading through the hole next to it. Next to the one that I actually want the string to go through. And then threading through the top one at the top. The top one at the top. The top one next to it. Coming back down inside to that bottom hole and then back up through the one next to it. Oh, we've got so many strings. I need to make more books, more little booklets. That's cool though. And then tie that one up there like that. Ooh. Okay, so we have, look how loose that one is. I haven't tied these as tightly as they might need to be tightened, I think. But look how many strings we've got then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could have 8 folders in there easily. That's cool. I can live with that. Anyway, so that's, I'll clean that up later and we'll put the things in. But let's do my accordion pocket that I want to put on the end. Right, so let's put this to the side. So here's that piece that I hadn't cut out that I have now. So that was the H1 piece. Was it H1? Yes. Yeah, so now I've cut out the H1. Just out of white cardstock because it's going to be at the back, we can't see it. 2 of the H2s. Yes. Check. 1 J1, which is our flap, so I printed that one on both sides and cut it out. And 1 J2 there, and then I've cut out 3 of the J4 mats, but out of cardstock. Right, I think we're on a winner. So I'm going to fold these tabs in to stick down and put those face down because that's what we're going to use to attach it to the inside back cover of our organizer or ephemera folder. Okay, and then this one here, this large one, I'm going to attach by this tab, I should say, down here. And I'll attach this to the bottom here, like so. Like so. My chair won't stop squeaking. Can you hear that? Bet you can. Sorry. Okay, I might need to just ink that up a little bit. And then we can attach our top tab. Which way do I want it? Which way do I want it poking out? I think I like that little bit of green at the bottom. So I'm going to put some glue along here. And we're going to attach that at the top. I'm just going to make sure I don't get those little side tabs. I'll turn it this way around so I can line it up. Like so, and come on. Down you go. Slide in. What sliding? I might need a bit more glue now. Maybe I'll just need to place this on top. Like so. Right. Lovely. Okay, we'll pop those tabs back in again. Make sure they stay put. Okay, now we have these little guys. And I'm going to fold him up accordion style. Like so. And I'm going to have the tab facing inwards. This tab, the fold. Sorry, I've done that wrong. I'm going to, oh, now it won't play at all. Okay, let's just do it like this. So we're going to put this glue, I'm going to glue this up and attach it to here at the bottom, right at this bottom section here. Okay, then this is going to fold up. Yep, that's right. It's been a minute since I've done this. I bet you can tell. Okay, so this tab here lined up on the edge down the bottom like that. I'll go around it and cut the edges afterwards. Okay. Okay, and let's do the same on this side. So some glue on this tab. Get that glue on the edge. Like that. Then glue this one on down here. You'll be able to fit heaps of stuff in this envelope. Be good for the scrappy offcuts. Okay, so now I want to use these pieces as dividers. So I'm going to fold it in once like that, so it has a fold, so it's got that fold in like so. And then this will reach from here to here like that. So we're just going to glue it in place like that. So I think I might glue it right up at the top, but you could do it at the bottom, you could do it in the middle, any way you like. So let's put some glue along those edges. And then I'm just going to place some glue and line it up at the top. Line it up at the top. Push it down. And then I'm going to fold the next fold in like so. Bunch that. The next fold in like so. And do it again. So some glue on here. And some glue on here. Whoop. And then line it up with the top there and line it up with the top here. Flatten it out. I might not have flattened out the other one on top very well. Never mind. I can live with that. The glue is going to tell me that I have to live with that. See? You just don't get much time. I feel like I should line that up a bit better along there. Oh well. You spend a bit more time on it. I'm going to do it with the last one as well. I'm going to fold that one in like so. And glue this one down. Like so. See if I can do this one a bit better. And line this one up at the top. I don't know if I did it any better, honestly. I think once you've messed it up, the bottom one, I should have been more careful with the bottom one, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be full of stuff. Okay, there we go. So then we can just flip over the front section and fold that down. Glue that down along that top there as well. So we may as well go ahead and do that. I do have a closure to put on, but I think I'll just wrestle it into place. Okay, this is going to be a bit of wrestling here. So I want to line that up with the top of that section there, like so. Trying very hard to line it up. Okay, and then this side. I'm not going to stick my hand in there. Okay. There we go. We have our expandable envelope with 1, 2, 3 dividers. I'm pretty happy with that. That's awesome. We can put little tabs on them. I might do that. Okay. So I want to put a closure on it. Just going to go with the string closure. Did I have any string nearby? Did I forget to grab some? No, I have an emergency stash. Okay, so I'm going to find the center of my little flappy bit here, which would be about 11 1/4. That's about the center. So then if I bring this down, I think we want, where do I want it? Let's say it's got nothing in it and it's all the way closed. It would be down there. So let's go with about here as the center. Okay, I have a couple of these little round circles that I've just cut out of craft. There's 3 each and I've stuck them together and then I've inked around them. And now I'm going to try and find the center to put a hole in there. Do you reckon that's about right? So I'll put the hole there and then I'll always say, no, that's not right. Which one was it that I just did? Here we go. Oh, I should have got a brad and I forgot. I'm going to use a brad for the bottom one and I'm thinking I'll use a eyelet for the top one. Well, I don't have an eyelet with me. Okay. What I want to do is attach this one on here, maybe a little bit higher, a little bit further up. So this is my center point. Thought I was so organised because I've already done the circles, but it turns out that I forgot all the bits to stick it together. Let's say we should put it about here. So I'll just mark that and then I'll put a hole in there. Like so. And I can put an eyelet in there. I'll do it later because you don't want to be hanging around for that. Okay, but then this one here we're going to put, I think I put a brad through that one because it's probably too late to put an eyelet in there. I have to just stick that little hole in with my awl, so I'm just going to make a little hole there. Okay, so I will finish the closure off later, and I'll just quickly put some ink around here and then we can stick it in our book, and we're so close to done, I tell you. So I'll just scruff this up a little bit along here. I mean, I could have printed this out, but you'll hardly ever see it, and this is after all just for me, and it's nice that it looks nice, but we don't want to get too bent out of shape about it. I'm not going to see that one, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so let me get rid of these pieces. Bring our multi-string book back. Move that string to the side. All these little random bits here. Let's get a paper clip, see if that helps hold them down. Let's just hold. I just want to hold you guys to the side for a minute. Can you just hop out the way? Not really, no, Katie. Not really. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on these 3 tabs. Like so. And I'm just going to pop it down on here. Might need to stand up so I can line it up. Okay. Might shuffle it over a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to stick it down. And I might just pop my bone folder in and push down that bottom section there. Normally I just stick my hand in and do that, but I can't reach because I put those dividers in. And I can see that you can see a bit of white there, which I wasn't very happy about. Just glue. Ink that up a bit. There we go. So I've got this big lovely accordion envelope, and I will fix that closure up later. And we've got these now. This is where now I can't get the paper clip off. I can if I do this. There we go. Mangled my paper clip. It's alright, it's pretty mangled anyway. And we can just slide these guys in. So I've started, when I was waiting for the Mod Podge to dry, I started going through my basket and I did a little bit of fussy cutting. I don't mind a bit of fussy cutting now and then. So I'll just pop those in there, and then this is just a little bit of the tracing paper that I had left. I just made a little tiny envelope out of it to put little tiny cutouts in there. So I'm going to start going through all of my baskets and filling up each of these folders, which just slide in like so. Look at that. I'm gonna have, and I can put in even more of these. I'm gonna put them on the strings that have the knots on them to start with, I think, so that we don't have to look at those. So if these get a little bit full, then I can just bulldog clip them together. I'm happy to do that. I quite like the look of that. So let's go with that one. And hide those knots. And another one, like so. I've got a big hole in the middle, like so. There we go. So I've already got 5 in there, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that all of them? Is that all I've done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And I have got room for 1, 2, 3 more on those strings that I've got. The inside front cover, I've cut a couple of pockets out that I'm going to put on those. So these are the same pockets that I've cut here, but I just cut them out of cardstock because I've run out of tracing paper. But anyway, that's okay. These can be pockets for bigger items. So, short pockets. Just 2 of these E2s, and I printed straight onto the cardstock, so I don't need the mats. And all I'm going to do is, where's my glue? Here it is. So it's got 4 tabs. I'm going to glue down the top tab so I don't have to cut it off, and also makes a really good reinforcement. And then I'm just going to glue it down where I want it on the front cover. So I'm thinking about just like that. And then probably just do one the same height as this one up here. Yes. So that's cool. I can't wait to fill this up. I'm going to spend the afternoon going through my baskets, hopefully not getting sidetracked, and cutting some things out and filling up my ephemera and filling up my ephemera folder and emptying out my junk baskets. That's my plan. I also really love it when you can use something for something else. So I'm really happy that I can use my Organiser SVGs or printable templates if you don't have a cutting machine to make something else really useful. You could make a folder for all your different bits of ephemera. So this one here, I started putting my sort of boho bits and pieces in, and then another one I'll probably put some vintage bits and pieces in. And so I'm thinking I might go by themes. So then if I'm working on a particular theme or themes, I can take out the folders that I'm using or take out the ones that I'm not using and replace them with other ones that I am using, and I could just have some of these on the shelf lined up. Oh, listen to me. Probably won't happen. I'll probably just stuff this one as full as I can. So there we go. Now we have some pockets at the front, and these ones, I don't know. We'll see. Might be a good spot to put in some tags. I've cut out some tags. What do I do with those? I cut out, oh, here's a couple. I was just die cutting some of the scraps. So, you know, this would be a good place to put in some of my tags ready to use. Already cut out of my scraps. There we go. And then I have pockets for all of that. So I think I'm going to spend the afternoon working my way through here. I'd like to be able to make a couple more of these to put in on the extra strings, but I've run out of tracing paper anyway. So I'm not sure, maybe I could make some out of something else, I don't know. But as you can see, we have 5 inserts, each one has 8 pockets. So we have 40 pockets here, 5 8's 40, 8 5's 40. Plus this huge divided accordion envelope, and we can put some tags on the top of those to partition off each of those sections. And there's also this big pocket at the back here that we could put another folder in. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. I might come back if I get the chance and show you how it's looking when it's completely full. But yeah, I use these Grande Organiser SVG files, and they also come in printable templates now as well. So yeah, thanks for your time. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye for now. Bye.